This is Tom Duty, middle-aged American living in New Jersey near the Lincoln Tunnel. If you were to visit my website, you would type Howdy Doody into Google. You'll find the correct spelling of the famous puppet. You then combine Tom Duty in a Google search for my site. I'm at Hoboken Terminal, and I'm going to be doing open mic. Open mic is a series I started. The, the foundational purpose, the underlying purpose is keep a middle-aged man off the streets and out of trouble. And literally, during the holiday season, I have time on my hands, and my wife works extra, and I work less. So, what am I going to do with myself? I love doing stuff on the internet. Anytime I can engage some social activity on the internet, I find it fun. So I started this thing. This idea was that I would solicit people on Twitter to on a trending topic to engage and express themselves in addition to via text in their tweets to express themselves in the Google Hangout with me by a voice. That was not achieved, and I am humble enough to say it may never be achieved. But what did happen, perhaps better, is that I found even without the target met, even without the target maybe being unachievable, I found it fun. I found it some real, some felt like authentic social interaction. Some more than others. Debate. So tonight, I'm going to do this for about 15 minutes. I'm going to take a break, both for dinner and for a FedEx Kinko's task I have to do, and then I'll resume after dinner. After dinner should be about at the time of the Democratic debate. So I will resume what I'm going to demonstrate now and what I've demonstrated in my previous open mics. Listeners, if you want to see other copies of this, the archive ones are way more boring than the fresh ones. In addition to the fresh ones being fresh, the fresh ones are also following a trend. So in addition to me being tweeting on the topic, I'm one of certainly tens of thousands per per hour who are tweeting, and what that means in practical terms is each time I tweet, by the time I draft my tweet and send it, there's probably an additional um, on this Democratic debate. During the debate, it's probably going to be in the triple digits. There will be more than 100 tweets. So just in the time that is a trend means that many people are tweeting on that topic, just in the time that I uh, draft and send a tweet, that means I got to add my link, I got to add my JPEG file, and I create and send that tweet. In that amount of time, there will be at least a number of tweets in the triple digits again. Not as much when I do this right now for the next 15 minutes. Many, many more during the debate, and I plan to resume at debate time. I'm at Hoboken Terminal. It is SantaCom. Now, this terminal is full with young, some sober, mostly drunk people. It's a binge drinking holiday called SantaCom. New York had theirs a week ago, and this one is SantaCon with another twist called Ho Ho Hoboken. So I'm surrounded by Santas who are some drunk, getting progressively drunk. It's a fun recreational activity for the binge drinking crowd, which I once was and deeply regret. So my task, I look for a tweet that appears to be the actual words of someone sending it. So usually a face in, usually a face in the profile picture, plus um, words that just don't appear to be scripted by a professional news organization. So in this case, I think I've got it. Uh, Tej, tweets, "It couldn't be any more obvious what the Dems are doing." So he describes himself as an architecture nerd. So this is what I mean by creating a tweet. So, anyways, Tej, 1 minute ago. So what I do is I tweet basically what he has tweeted, but I try to do it better. So in one tweet, he says his tweet. I try to say who he is and his tweet. But my version is sort of a condensed version of what he has tweeted. So I will write who he is. He is an architect. So I'd say who he is. He is an architecture nerd man. I'm going to rephrase his tweet to make it shorter. Oops. I'm going to put Dems. And then, so I write, he's an architecture nerd man. I write architecture nerd man. I have his Twitter ID. And then I write what he wrote, which in my version is Dems. Could it be more obvious? I add the Google link. Now I create a JPEG just for this occasion. And I will find that file. It should be right here. So in this first session, I'm I don't know if any of the official festivities of SantaCon are in this terminal, but it really seems like it is. It's the only building I know of in Hoboken that's big enough to handle the kind of people that this one gathers. So just in that brief period of time, 81 tweets. So it's very easy to so this woman is definitely her own text. She's Nicaraguan by birth, American by choice. So I'm going to reply. She's got an ABC here, which I will delete, and I will say Nicaragua, American. Now, this is something I know to be false, that is commonly believed to be true, is that not all Latinos are Democrats. This woman is an American, and she's from Nicaragua. I know this. I know this in a very security's kicking people out of here, and I don't think I'm one of the ones being kicked out. It's nice. So, Nicaragua American woman. Just because she's Spanish, I'm going to say Estoy Republican. And I'll put only three podiums. And the last one I forgot to put the Dem debate hashtag. I will not forget this time. I add my Google link. Now I get my JPEG. There we go. That's my second tweet. And I just have a sense this is going to be hot. It's Saturday night. My activity is recreational in purpose. The watching of the debate is recreational in purpose. So that was two tweets. That's a demo, a sample version. I'm going to quit. I'm going to go have dinner. Basic purposes: keep a middle-aged man off the streets and out of trouble. My wife has more work this time of year, and I have less. So I started open mic with the idea that I'd engage people. They're expressing themselves on Twitter on a particular subject in text. So maybe I can engage them to express themselves in voice. The resistance of people to express themselves by traditional means once they're on the internet. People just love to be anonymous. People love to just troll and say things that they wouldn't say if they were identifying themselves and being heard by traditional matters like a phone call or their own voice. So it is not only hasn't happened, it may not be achieved. What has happened is what I just demonstrated in 2 or 3 tweets. This has been Tom Duty, middle-aged American living in New Jersey near the Lincoln Tunnel. If you were to visit my website, you'd type Howdy Doody into Google. You'll find the correct spelling of the famous puppet. You then combine Tom Duty in a Google search for my site. Thank you for listening. Have a good day, good evening, a restful night's sleep. I'll be back at 8:30. Ciao.